Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be discussing more on the feedback amplifier topologies. In the last lecture, we have seen that how through the concept of voltage and current sampling, the from the output of any amplifier which is considered as an internal amplifier, the output quantity is tapped, which is called sampling, and taking the portion that is being tapped to be fed back to the input side of the internal amplifier in series or in shunt connection. So based on this approach, we have classified the negative feedback amplifier configuration in 4 topologies: voltage series, voltage shunt, current series and current shunt. Now, based on this foundation about the knowledge of different feedback amplifier topologies, we will see in this lecture what is the effect of connecting in that way in the form of different topologies on the gain, input impedance, output impedance of the internal amplifier while it was working without feedback. That means, in other words, we can say what is the effect of adding the feedback network with an internal amplifier on the gain, input impedance, output impedance, etc. And once we have derived the conclusion about all those amplifier parameters, the effect on those amplifier parameters, in what different name we can call the different feedback amplifier topologies. So let us start with voltage series feedback. So let us start with this topology, which is most widely used. I have told you in the last lecture, and you know now what is the basic block diagram. Now using this, let us see first what is its effect of this topology on gain of the basic amplifier or internal amplifier. So in this voltage series feedback, you know, a part of the output voltage is fed back in series with the input signal, which results in an overall gain change. Now let us see what change is incorporated because of this configuration. Now if there is no feedback, we should be getting Vf equal to 0. That means the output voltage of the feedback network should be 0 because there is no feedback connected. We know what is actually Vf. If you refer to the block diagram of voltage series feedback, you can find over there the voltage gain of the amplifier stage. In that case, we have seen AOL, means voltage gain in open loop, because we are using no feedback. So gain in open loop is nothing but the output divided by the overall external input, which is we had considered over there Vs. Now this should be written as VO by Vi, because we know that no feedback is being used right now. So whatever is Vs, the external overall input, is equal to Vi, the input of the internal amplifier. Now if all these references will be is based on the diagram we have drawn in the last lecture regarding voltage series feedback. Now if a feedback signal is now applied, then we should be getting a finite value of Vf, which is connected in series as per the topology with the input. So now the equation changes. There will be a relation between Vi and Vs, which should be Vi equal to Vs, the overall input, minus the feedback voltage Vf. So this is another equation. Suppose this is 2 and this is 1. Now since we may write VO is equal to AVI and substitute VI from equation 2 in this equation, because from equation 1 we can write AOL is equal to AOL into VI is equal to VO. So this is AOL. Now if we substitute from Vs into the first equation in place of AOL, in place of Vi, we may write AOL whole into Vs minus Vf. So if we remove the parenthesis, so AOL Vs minus AOL Vf. Okay. Now in case of Vf, we know for a feedback, since also Vf is nothing but beta into Vo. If you refer the block diagram, all these terms had been used there. So now substitute this value of Vf into this equation. We may write this Vo is equal to AOL Vs minus AOL beta Vo. Okay. So if we now take this term to the left side and take Vo as common, so this is 1 plus AOL beta equal to AOL Vs, and therefore Vo by Vs is AOL divided by 1 plus AOL beta. Put this expression into a box. Now this expression Vo by Vs is nothing but, as per the first equation, it is this Vo by Vs is now nothing but the gain of the overall system, that is gain with feedback, and that is denoted by AF, the gain of the overall system with feedback, that is equal to the output, overall output by overall input, which is Vs. Now this Vo by Vs is nothing but AF, so AF can be written as AOL by 1 plus AOL beta. So this is the expression for gain when we are using voltage series feedback. Now if you want to analyze this expression, you can say that the gain with feedback, when the feedback is used or applied to the internal amplifier, its actual gain, original gain, which is the open loop gain AOL, divided by a factor which is giving a finite value, factor with a finite value. That means we can say the overall gain when the feedback was not used is reduced by a factor 1 plus A beta or AOL beta. So we can say, we can conclude from here, the overall gain of voltage series feedback amplifier is reduced by a factor 1 plus AOL beta. So this is the effect of using voltage series feedback on the gain of the internal amplifier. Now if we move on to see the voltage shunt feedback and its effect on gain, let us see how there the gain is affected with feedback. Now once again you may refer to the block diagram in the last lecture. From there you can find that AF, the gain with feedback of the overall amplifier, was V0 by IS, because it is voltage shunt. Output quantity is voltage, input quantity is current. And so from here we can substitute, we can if we continue in the previous fashion, that means in the same procedure, if we follow the same procedure as we have done with the voltage series feedback, we may write this Vo by Is, this Vo is nothing but AOL into II, This is the AOL without feedback gain, and II is the input to the amplifier, to the internal amplifier when the feedback is used, divided by IS is nothing but sum of these two currents based on the block diagram. One is current into the internal amplifier and current into the feedback network. The sum of those two currents is the total current, which is applied as the current source from the external side. So this is AOL II divided by, now substitute in place of IF, what we can substitute? Beta VO. Simple. So this is AOL II divided by II plus, now what is VO? VO is nothing but beta will remain as it is and VO will be AOL II. As per the signal flow through the internal amplifier, AOL II. So now if we find the overall gain from here, AF is equal to then AOL II divided by II taken as common 1 plus beta AOL, and II cancels out. So this is AOL by 1 plus beta AOL. So that means like likewise voltage series feedback, we are once again observing that same thing, that in case of voltage shunt feedback also, the open loop gain, that is the gain without feedback, is being reduced because of the use of negative feedback. Okay, and it is reduced by a factor 1 plus beta AOL. Okay, so likewise we can say in case of current series feedback and current shunt feedback also, it can be proved that because of using negative feedback, that gain is reduced by that particular factor. Now let us see what is the effect of this negative feedback on input impedance. Input impedance. Let us take first the voltage series feedback topology. Okay. Now if we consider the voltage series feedback topology as it was given, it was something like this. If we show the block diagram in the form where the impedance, the resistances are also shown, and that was something like this. So this is voltage series basic block diagram. We have just replaced this area, this portion, with an equivalent circuit. The basic amplifier is replaced in such fashion. So this was Vs, the external voltage source for voltage series feedback, and the Vi, because of this feedback is coming, so this is Vi, the input to the basic amplifier. And since it is negative feedback, so this side is plus and this side is minus, and this voltage was fed back, which is Vf, and this Vf was nothing but beta Vo, and beta is Vf by Vo is the gain of the feedback network over here, and at the input of the feedback network it was Vo, which is being tapped in this fashion. So this is Vo, and the load resistance connected is RL. So now if we look at, so this portion is mainly the amplifier portion. Now let us concentrate on the amplifier portion. This resistance will be the input resistance and this is the output resistance, Ri and Ro. And since it is an amplifier, it is providing us some gain. If that gain is multiplied by the input voltage, we should be getting the value of this voltage source. So the output voltage VO is represented as a voltage source here, whose value is its gain A, that is AOL, open loop gain, into the voltage at its input, that is Vi. So this much. So this voltage source, which is represented for VO, VO is represented by this voltage source having value AOL into Vi, where AOL is the gain of this source and Vi is its input. Input multiplied by gain is the output. And if we try to find what is the change of what is the effect of feedback on input resistance, we should be looking into this circuit in this direction from the input side, so that we can measure the resistance, input resistance with feedback as RIF, and if we look into from this side, from the output side, we can measure it as ROF, that is output resistance. So from input side, whatever is looking into measured in terms of input resistance, and from the output side, whatever is looking into can be measured in terms of its output resistance with feedback. Now here in this case, let us first see what is the effect on input impedance, or input resistance may be called also. The input impedance can be determined with a simple calculation. We can write from here II is nothing but Vi by Zi, if we consider Z as the input impedance. Zi is input impedance. Then by Ohm's law, we can write the input current, which is considered as II, that is being flown into the internal amplifier in this direction. This is if this is considered as II. So Vi by II is the Zi, which is being seen inside from the input circuit when there is no feedback applied. Now this Vi can be written as Vs minus Vf as usual divided by Zi. Now this, what is Vf? It is beta Vo. So substitute that, divided by Zi. Now this can be written as also Vs minus, what is Vo? Vo is nothing but AOL into Vi. AOL into Vi. So Vs minus beta AOL into Vi by Zi. So therefore, by simplification, II Zi, just multiplying Zi with II, this is equal to Vs minus beta AOL Vi. Now what is Vf? Therefore II Zi plus beta AOL Vi. Now this can be written as II Zi Vs equal to II Zi plus beta AOL II Zi. What is Vi from this equation? It is II Zi. So using this equation over here, just simply putting the Vi equal to II Zi over here, and we should be getting this. This is nothing but Vi. We have substituting from the first expression into this expression. So this can be written as, if Zi is taken as common, this is rather we will be taking II as common. If II as common, then Zi plus, or we can take both II Zi as common. So we can write Vs is equal to Zi II taken as common 1 plus beta AOL. Now take II to the left side, or Vs by II is equal to Zi into 1 plus beta AOL. Okay, Zi into 1 plus beta AOL, which is Vs by II. Now what is Vs by II? It is nothing but ZIF, because II is the input current to the amplifier with feedback, the internal amplifier, and Vs is the overall external voltage source for applied for voltage series feedback. So input voltage by input current is input impedance with feedback, denoted by ZIF. This is Zi, which is input impedance without feedback. We should be writing here input impedance without feedback, and ZIF should be written as input impedance with feedback, So that should be equal to ZIF is Zi into 1 plus beta AOL, So this can be the expression for the effect of feedback on input impedance. So by analyzing this expression, we can say that the input impedance with voltage series feedback is seen to be the value of the input impedance without feedback multiplied by the factor 1 plus AOL beta. Now this can be called that the effect of negative feedback increasing the input impedance in case of voltage series feedback topology. Now this thing can also be proved for current series feedback also. So for current series feedback, we may see that there also the application of negative feedback will do the same thing. That means it will increase the input impedance of the overall amplifier with feedback. Now let us move on to the voltage shunt feedback to understand what is the effect of negative feedback in case of voltage shunt feedback. Voltage shunt feedback. First see likewise the basic block diagram where the resistances are directly shown for the internal amplifier. So let us first complete the diagram. So you can see this is the diagram where, since it is voltage shunt feedback, the input is current source, overall external input having value Is. The current entering the internal amplifier as II because feedback is being applied, and since it is voltage shunt, so the feeding back is in parallel from the output of the feedback network like this, and therefore it is current, and this current in current in the direction of feedback is IF, which is given by beta V0, and this beta is nothing but IF by VO, not 0 but O. The input to the beta is nothing but VO, that means the feedback network, and this voltage is, since it is voltage, it is taken through voltage sampling from the output. So this must be VO, and this is load resistance RL. The VO is taken across load resistance RL. Now let us move on to see this part. We can see the amplifier is shown with input resistance Ri with two resistances and output resistance Ro in this fashion, and input resistance and output resistance. Apart from that, it is, since it is amplifier, the amplification is done in terms of voltage, which is obtained at the output as VO, and that VO is gain, which is AOL, open loop gain without feedback, multiplied by II, because II is the current that is entering in the internal amplifier. So if current multiplied by open loop gain or gain without feedback should be the output voltage here, which is VO. So this is the basic block diagram. Now from here, let us see what is this diagram's effect on the input impedance. So we can write ZIF, the input impedance with feedback, and we are finding the effect on input impedance. So ZIF can be written as VI by IS, because IS is the input current and VI is the input voltage. So input current by input voltage is input impedance with feedback, and since it is with feedback, we have taken IS as the overall input, because otherwise we had to take II if had it been without feedback. Had it been only ZI, not F is there, this IS should be replaced by II. But here, since we are considering feedback, so it should be considered, the overall input to the system should be considered. So ZIF can be written as VI by IS. Now what is IS? One portion of it going into the internal amplifier as II and another portion into feedback network as IF. So IS can be written as VI divided by II plus IF. Now what is IF? It is beta V0. Just substitute over here. Now let us divide the numerator and denominator by II. So ZIF can be written as VI by II divided by II by II plus beta into VO by II. So therefore ZIF is VI by II, means II is the input to the internal amplifier and VI is the input current to the internal amplifier and VI is the input voltage. So this is only ZI, that is input impedance without feedback, divided by, this is 1, this term will be providing, plus beta, what is VO by II? VO is the overall output and II is the input. That means if we consider this area, this portion, this VO is equal to AOL into II. So we can put VO equal to AOL II in this case, AOL II by II, and II will cancel out. So therefore ZIF is equal to ZI divided by, this portion is for only for internal amplifier, 1 plus beta AOL. So what we can see, that the use of voltage shunt feedback reduces the input impedance of the internal or basic amplifier. That means in this case we are observing that the input impedance is reduced, unlike the previous case for voltage series feedback. where we have seen that the input impedance was increased because the term Zi was multiplied over there with this factor 1 plus beta A, but here the Zi is divided, it is the quotient, so it is reduced. So that means unlike voltage series feedback, in case of voltage shunt feedback, the input impedance is reduced. Now let us move on to see what is the effect of these two means topologies on output impedance. And one thing I would like to add, as we have seen for voltage series feedback, also for current series feedback the input impedance will be increased. So here in this case also, this thing, the decrease of input impedance will also happen for current shunt feedback also. So this is same for current shunt feedback. So for it also the input impedance will be reduced by this factor 1 plus AOL beta. So now effect on output impedance of the negative feedback considering the voltage series feedback. Now the output impedance for the different topologies are dependent on whether voltage or current feedback is used. For voltage feedback the output impedance will be something, and for current feedback it will be something else. So let us see what will be the effect for using voltage feedback or current feedback. So first consider voltage series feedback. You have the block diagram with you which provides sufficient circuit detail to determine the output impedance with feedback. The output impedance is determined by applying a voltage of magnitude V, suppose voltage of magnitude V, which is delivering current I from the and this voltage, this V as the voltage source is connected across the connected in place of the load resistance RL. That means load resistance has been replaced, and in place of that a voltage source with magnitude V is connected, which is delivering current I from the output side into the internal circuitry. And this was the method or the procedure of finding the output impedance of any network, of any amplifier. You have seen this in case of BJTs and FETs. What was the procedure? Just replace the, to find the output impedance of any amplifier network, just replace the load resistance, put a voltage source over there which will deliver us finite amount of current, and at the input side whatever voltage source or voltage source is present, that is kept shorted, and if it is a current source that is present, it should be kept open. That means we need to negate or nullify the effect of the source which is connected at the input to find the output impedance. That means we have to replicate whatever is present at the input at the output side, negating the nullifying the effect of its of that source from the input side, because now we are dealing with output impedance, not with input impedance. So here in this case, by replacing RL, we are connecting a voltage source of magnitude V which is delivering current I into the internal circuitry, and in this case Vs is equal to 0 because the input source, external source connected from external side is shorted. Okay, so the voltage V can be written as I Z0 plus A into Vi if you refer the block diagram. Now what is Z0? It is output impedance without feedback. Output impedance without feedback. So that means voltage equal to current into output impedance plus the total voltage for the cases, this V, the voltage for the source which is itself connected replacing the load resistance, and this V is also a VI, because this voltage is the output voltage actually, and output voltage we know input voltage multiplied by the open loop gain, that is gain without feedback. This is the equation we are using for without feedback, not no feedback is applied now. So for without feedback, if AOL is the open loop gain multiplied by its input voltage which is VI, should be getting the output voltage out of it. For this equation is without feedback, we are using for that. Now for Vs equal to 0, Vi is equal to Vf, because you know that what is Vi, since Vs minus Vf for a negative feedback. Now since Vs is 0, so that means if we take the magnitude of this Vi, this Vi is nothing but the mod of Vf. That means the feedback is connected in such a way considering no external input voltage source from the input side, and rather it is connected from the output side now, so the direction of the feedback is changed. So as a result of that, the idea or the logic of the feedback is changed in this case, because we have connected the voltage source which is delivering the current into the internal circuitry at the output. So the feedback in this case should not be considered from output to input, rather we should be considering it from input to output. So since it is input to output, that means this is not Vs minus Vf, not as per the usual convention. It should be Vs plus Vf in this case. Now since Vs equal to 0, so we can say from here that this is giving us Vi equal to minus Vf. So, but this is the logical concept. Mathematically, this is Vs minus Vf, because the feedback is always from output to input, the direction. But since the input source is now connected at the output side, we can think that yes, the feedback is now should be taken from input to output logically, but when it comes to the mathematical derivation, we should be using the original equation, which is Vi equal to Vs minus Vf. But logically we can think about that, okay, the feedback will be working in the reverse direction in terms of the working direction of the connected source. Just think a little bit differently while you are calculating the output impedance. So from here we can say that Vi is equal to minus Vf, because Vs is 0 here. So if we now take the original equation and put from this equation into this, so V equal to I Z0, and now put Vi equal to minus Vf over this, so this plus will become minus AOL Vf. So this is IZ0, and instead of Vf we can write AOL into what is Vf, beta into V, because V is the voltage at the output of the internal amplifier, that is equal to the magnitude of the source that is being considered as connected at the in place of load. So that voltage multiplied by the feedback gain is equal to the Vf, which is the output of the feedback network. So now this is IZ0 minus AOL beta VB Now take this term to the left side and take V as common. 1 plus AOL beta is equal to IZ0. Therefore, V by I is Z0 by ZO divided by 1 plus AOL beta. Now what is V by I? This is nothing but V by I is, we have considered at the beginning, this is V is the voltage source connected at the output and I is current delivered by it. This is therefore output impedance with feedback denoted by ZOF. This is output impedance with feedback. Okay, so this expression explains that the output, or establishes the output impedance considering voltage series feedback is decreased by a factor 1 plus AOL beta. Now this is for voltage series feedback, and this may also be applicable, we will see later, that voltage in case of voltage series feedback, the output impedance is reduced by this factor. Now similarly, as we have considered in case of input impedance, for current series feedback also we will be observing that yes, for it also the output impedance is reduced by a factor 1 plus AOL beta. This will be observed for current series feedback also. Okay, sorry, this is not current series, actually this is voltage shunt. So for voltage shunt configuration also, topology also, we will be observing in the same fashion, we can derive that the output impedance will be reduced due to the application of negative feedback. Now let us move on to the current series case. So using current series feedback, let us see what is the effect on output impedance. So for current series feedback, the diagram should be look like this. So now this is current series feedback, and we need to find the output impedance, its effect on our output impedance. So this is the basic diagram. Vs, the input voltage applied, which is being changed as Vi because of the feedback at the input of the internal amplifier. The current into the internal amplifier is Ii. This input impedance is Zi, and this is the output impedance Zo. The feedback is current series, so it is connected in series, it is fed back in series, and since it is voltage, so the feedback should be also in terms of voltage, which is Vf, that is beta Io, because at the output we are getting Io. So this beta is Vf by Io. Because it is current series, we are sampling current out of the from the output side, we are taking a portion of current, and that's why this is shown as current source. So at the input of this feedback network, it is Io, and since it is current series, so this should be in series connection also, the tapping from the output. This is RL, across it VO is measured, and since this is VO and this is VI, so we can say that this current source IO is having a value IO is equal to AOL into VI. AOL is the gain, VI is the input voltage. Multiplying the two, we should be getting the output current, and hence this is represented, the gain or the amplifier is represented as a current source which is providing the current IO, and since it is IO, the current, this output impedance is connected in shunt. Had it been voltage, this output impedance should be connected in series, but in this case it is connected in shunt because we are this shunt connected impedance is connected parallel to this current source which is delivering current IO, and since we are taking current out of it, so it is connected in this fashion, which will be, this current will be producing a voltage drop. This is the direction of the current flow IO, which is producing a voltage drop VO across this RL, and this IO is taken as a sample or a portion of it to be fed into the at the input of the feedback network. So this is the total scenario of circuit block diagram. Now let us find the effect of this configuration on the output impedance. Now here it can be determined by applying a signal V to the output with Vs shorted out, like we have, as we have done in case of voltage series. So what we are doing, just removing this RL and connecting a voltage source of magnitude V which is delivering a current I into the internal circuitry, and keep putting Vs equal to 0. So once again putting Vs equal to 0, connecting V at output in place of RL, delivering current into the internal circuitry I. Okay. Now the ratio of V to I will be the output impedance. So ZO, this value of ZO is V by I, and this is without feedback. Okay. Now for the output part of the current series feedback connection, which is being shown here, the resulting output impedance can be determined in a sequential way. With Vs equal to 0, we can write Vi is equal to Vf. Okay, in this case. Now since Vi is equal to Vf, because Vs is not there, so I is given by the current which is delivered, this I is given by, from here we can write this is V by ZO when feedback is not applied, okay, minus, this is one part. Another part is A into Vi, which is this one, means AOL into Vi from here. That means this current, if we consider from the output side, the current that is delivered by the source connected in place of load RL as Vi, which is delivering a current I, that current is distributed in these two directions. One is this IO, which is AOL into Vi, plus this ZO, which is V by I. So these two currents will be the output current. So now since now why this what is the meaning of this negative sign? Because this this IO is actually coming out of this branch, but when we are connecting V instead of RL, the current I that is being flown from this means right to left, that means from this position into this area, but IO is flowing from this position into this area. So IO is flowing from input to output, but I is flowing from output to input. That means this IO and I is oppositely directed. So if we now consider this I to be written in terms of IO, the value of IO is AOL VI, we should be getting this, we should be using this minus sign. So the value of I is actually V by ZO minus this much amount of current because of opposite directivity. So now we can write this as V by ZO minus AOL. Instead of VI, we can write VF from here using this equation, just putting in place of VI VF, because now we are using feedback, and this original equation was written without feedback. So now instead of VF, we can write beta VO. So V by ZO minus AOL minus AOL beta into I. So now this diagram need to be modified a little bit. So this IO, whatever is written, is not IO, this is actually I, because we have connected the voltage source V, which we have imagined to be placed or connected in place of RL, and that is delivering this current I. So this current I will be going inside the internal circuitry through this path and along this path as well. So we are taking a portion of this current I to be fed back to this feedback network. So this beta should be written as VF by I, and VF should be beta into I, not IO, because we have considered a little bit modification to find the output impedance with feedback by considering a voltage source to be connected instead of RL. Had it been RL, this should have been IO, but since it is not RL, it is voltage source which is delivering current I, so it is I. That current is fed back through this path. So in this case it is not IO, it is I. Now from here, take this term to the left side and take I as common, 1 plus AOL beta equal to V by ZO. So therefore from here we can write V by I equal to ZO into 1 plus AOL beta. And what is V by I? It is the output voltage by output current delivered by the source connected, which we have imagined in place of load. This is ZOF. So this is the expression for effect of negative feedback on output impedance. So from here we can say that in case of current series feedback, the output impedance is reduced by the factor 1 plus AOL beta. So in this case the output impedance is increased by a factor 1 plus AOL beta. So we can see from here that for current series feedback the output impedance is increased, for voltage series feedback the output impedance is reduced, and the same thing, the increase of output impedance due to negative feedback, as we are seeing here for current series feedback, it similarly we can derive to be seen to observe this increase in case of current shunt feedback also. Current shunt feedback. So for current shunt feedback the same thing will be happening. Because of using negative feedback, the output impedance is increased. So if we now compare, before I conclude, the topology wise effect on input and output impedance, voltage series, current series, voltage shunt, and current shunt. if we make a tabular form, we should be getting that for voltage series ZIF is increased, for current series ZIF is increased, for voltage shunt ZIF is decreased, for current shunt ZIF is decreased. That means the input impedance, this is the row for input impedance. So the effect of effect on input impedance, the negative effect on input impedance, the for the negative feedback for different topologies will be seen like this, and the effect on output impedance of the negative feedback for different topologies should be ZOF. In case of voltage series it is decreased, for current series it is increased, for voltage shunt it is decreased, and for current shunt it is increased. So this is for output impedance. And for all cases of gain, for all type of 4 topologies, the gain is reduced and also stabilized because of the use of negative feedback by an amount 1 by 1 plus AOL beta. This is common for all 4 topologies. Okay, so this much is to be discussed, that was to be discussed in this lecture. Thank you.